This breaking news that just came out, Iran apparently has downed an F-15 fighter jet, the first jet downed by Iran of the war. This has not yet been officially confirmed by the Pentagon, but the military has launched a search and rescue operation to find the pilot who safely ejected, which means there is someone running around Iran, and the hunt is now on to find him. Iran has offered a reward if anybody finds him and captures him. The U.S. obviously taking this as a major escalation. Donald Trump on Twitter today, backtracking from his speech just a couple of days ago, where he seemed to imply the war would be ending, now saying we may need to stay for a little bit more time. Now, here was Donald Trump on Wednesday talking about just how great this war is going.
No longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing, the brilliance of the United States military.
The brilliance, Brian. How do you feel about this investment in your grandchildren's future?
Why are we there? And first of all, he declared that we had air dominance. I've heard of air superiority, and but air dominance. Well, then how the hell did an F-15 get shot down? And of course, he's going to use this as an excuse. We already have 10,000 or more troops poised to go on the ground. Donald Trump just 3 or 4 days ago said we were 2 weeks ahead of the game and we would soon be leaving. He didn't give a timetable then. Caroline Leavitt, the presidential PEP secretary, came out and said it was horrible for us to even ask those questions, and we're anti-American for asking them. I still don't know why we're in this war. He decided that suddenly they were going to get a nuclear weapon when they haven't been able to enrich uranium enough to create a nuclear weapon in the last 60 years. He claimed he obliterated, decimated, destroyed their chance to do that 6 months ago. Then a month ago decided we had to go to war because they were 2 weeks away from getting a nuclear weapon. We know this is all lies to back up Benjamin Netanyahu's efforts from Israel. Netanyahu showed up at the White House, we were told, for some strategic reason, like 2 or 3 days before he began bombing them. So now I guess we know what they were talking about. And he has continued to say that this is over with, done. Now I'm waiting. What's the over-under before he blames the Democrats for this, denies that this ever happened, said that, this is like 1984. Don't believe what everybody else is reporting. Believe what we tell you. No one is. And so we know now, if you've got a betting pool going on, I would wonder I'd venture to ask what the over-under is when we put boots on the ground. I would say sooner rather than later. And this is one of those never-ending wars that he promised he wouldn't get into. He has lied to the American people continuously. There are people like Marjorie Taylor Greene who used to be on his side who no longer are. You've got Tom Massey pushing against him. There's a growing number of Republicans. Max, the thing is, privately, for the last year, I can't tell you how brave these Republicans are privately about how they feel about Donald Trump. He sucks. We can't stand him. We got to get rid of him. And then publicly, they kiss the ring. I think it's finally going to come down to the fact that if they want to get reelected, they've got to start recognizing the fact that Donald Trump isn't going to do it for them. And so there will be more mass defections. But at the end of the day, this is going to be the reason and the rallying cry for putting boots on the ground.
And this is wildly unpopular as well. We just put up the chart here. About 2/3 of Americans disapprove of the war. That doesn't seem to bother the White House at all. They're planning to spend as if this war is going to happen and go on for quite a while. We just saw yesterday the Pentagon asking for a $1.5 trillion defense budget. That would be the greatest in history. But at the same time, Donald Trump saying in an Easter speech that we can't afford Medicare and Medicaid because we're just too busy dropping bombs. I think we have that clip too.
We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay.
Yeah, we just can't take care of anybody. We're too busy bombing Iran. What do you think, Brian?
Well, like George Carlin said, if you know, this is something we do really well, and if you got some brown people, we can definitely bomb you. We love bombing brown people. The lone exception was Germany, and as Carlin said, that's because they tried to cut in on our action. They said they wanted to rule the world, and we said, "Oh no, that's our job." So we had to bomb them. The fact of the matter is, Donald Trump said we're the largest country. We're a large country. We can't afford it. Well, smaller countries with less money can. There are plenty of countries in Europe who have better health care, better education, better home care, daycare, better stay-at-home privileges, and of course, better care for the elderly. But Donald Trump wants to spend $1.5 trillion on that, on bombing people. And I'll take I disagree a little bit with the statement that he doesn't care about this. He does. The fact is, he does not like being unpopular. So he's throwing people under the bus. The latest is Pam Bondage. And Pete Hegseth, little Pete Petey in the Petey Gazette, he might be next. And then after that, you got to look at little Stephen Miller. Miller is probably, those three are the ones that are really causing him the greatest heat right now. And with the bombing, with the, shooting down of the F-15 today, you see that Hegseth has already fired the Army Chief of Staff. That's trying to throw somebody else under the bus before he gets thrown under the bus.
Yep.
I don't know if they're going to be able to keep from throwing Pete Hegseth and further cannibalizing his own cabinet. And remember what Donald Trump said, Max? He said he loves hanging around stupid people because and
he's done a great job.
Yeah, you look at his cabinet and go, a bigger indictment for those morons I've never seen. But that's just me.